I've seen the future.
Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's Oracle card guidance and lesson. And we're back with the Goddess Power Oracle. I'm so excited. We've gotten so many great responses from the deck from people who got it to review it and to see it, and I'm so proud of this. Anyway, so we have 4 goddesses, and this is for this week, right? So this is not for the year. We did one year reading last week. Now we're actually back to the week. So this is the week of the 14th of January, 2019, and the first card that comes up is Athena. And Athena is all about knowledge. She's really about intellect, strategy, and knowledge. So with Athena, she's a Greek goddess that actually was born out of Zeus's head. So he ate her mother, the goddess Métis, because she allowed herself to get small to please him, and he turned her into a fly, and then he ate her, and she was pregnant with Athena, and Athena popped out of his head after he had a bad headache. Now, if that makes any sense to you, I can distill it for you, okay? So Athena is the intellectual part of the mind. She represents that in terms of the essential elements. This particular deck, we're talking not about their myths, although I like to throw them in at you, but more about what the essential meaning is of their myth. Like, what does it distill down to? And hers is all about knowledge. So this week is about what do you know, and not what you've heard. What do you really know? What have you studied? What have you researched? What intellectually do you have at your disposal? I don't know if it's disposal. Is it disposal? I don't know. That's kind of a funny catchphrase, isn't it? So whatever you have at your, okay, let's do that again. At your fingertips. Thank you, Mark. Let's leave all that in. All right, at your fingertips. This is really good. So everything that you know up to this point is going to be called on this week. And that's why Athena is the first card. She's our anchor card, or the anchor goddess. Now the second goddess, oh, this is interesting. Oh, wow, this is very interesting. Gives us a different twist. So the next card is Baron-Reid. She's the Celtic goddess of forgiveness. She died of a broken heart, and I won't go into the whole myth here, but the bottom line is forgiveness is the core message of her myth. And so when forgiveness and knowledge go side by side, so this is interesting because information may come to you this week where you just need to let it go and forgive, even if it's not something that you like or that you're interested in. I remember last week we talked about the whole year reading being Mama Cocha, being the Inca goddess Mama Cocha of water, which is all about emotions. And so we have to remember that sometimes information comes up that we don't like. And so this is saying, release it, release any resentments, any connection to things, and move on. Now, the other thing this talks about is if you don't have knowledge, you have to forgive yourself, because this is also the hall pass we need to give ourselves if we don't know, and we don't know how to say we don't know, but we can't know what we don't know. So some of us, you understand what I'm saying? So some of us would actually look at this and go, well, I'm supposed to know, oh, and then there's shame, I don't know. I'm a person who thinks I always don't know enough, so this is easy for me. But for some people, it makes it difficult. So just remember, if you don't know something, that's actually a good thing. You're gonna get a chance to educate yourself about something this week that's gonna benefit you. That's the point of these goddesses coming. They're coming to help you, not to shame you. Now, Green Tara is a Tibetan goddess, and she is all about salvation. She's also the very best friend you could ever have. That's in her myth. She's that myth of fabulous friendship, but she's there to remind us that, you know, we're not, again, I love that, Athena, Baron-Reid, and Green Tara. Green Tara following those two goddesses. Again, I think there's that theme of forgiveness and letting go, and that there's a sense of salvation in what you think you might have lost in the messaging or whatever that's coming up for you this week, that don't fear that, because salvation is yours. There is that deep sense of everything will be okay, even if in the moment it doesn't feel like it is. Now, I love Danu, the Celtic goddess Danu. Now, I called her the goddess of assurance. Now, that's just one word that distills her myth, but where that comes from is that she was a river goddess, or the beginning of the Tuatha Danann in the Celtic myths. And she promised that when land was fallow, there would be an assurance that something would grow again, right? So that there would always be a harvest, there would always be growth, even if it appeared to be fallow or nothing there, if it was barren and empty. She was that goddess of assurance. She's a goddess of a number of other things too, but that's the one that really brought forth the idea when we were creating the deck. So Danu is all about reminding you that no matter what something appears to be like right now, this week, where maybe, you know, something's that you really, really want to get off the ground is just starting to roll and it's not going fast enough, right? Or you don't know enough about it and you realize, I gotta go back to the drawing board. And, you know, or you've got some information that makes you have to change directions. Or, so it's showing that especially the last two cards, Green Tara is saying not to worry. Salvation is yours, that no matter what happens, there is something left over that is even better than before. And Danu said, you will get what you need. You will get what you need. The magic is yours. You have not lost it. And this is a wonderful week to be reminded that even at periods of times in your life where it looks like nothing's happening or not fast enough, it will. And this is what this particular goddess closes up the conversation amongst the four to say everything. Nothing that, like, what is yours cannot possibly be withheld from you. That's just how the world works. There will always be growth after a period of fallow. All right, I love these cards. So I hope you do too. And I will see you next week with more goddesses. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment and share it with your friends if you think they would like them or if you think they would help them. You would help them. This would help them. And I'll see you next week.
I've seen the future. It's beautiful.